please. Well, I will start. Thank you very much for the introduction. Indeed, I'm managing the EPTA secretariat since this year. We've launched the EPTA website, and first of all, I would like to tell you that we'll present the web page for the first 20 minutes, and then for the last 10 minutes, I will invite you to ask questions. I still cannot share my presentation. Maybe the IT guys can help. The share button is just off. You cannot press it. Okay, thank you very much. Let me find my presentation. So I've had quite some contact with many of you, the EPTA members. So you will see my face now, and I hope that next year I will get to meet all of you. As you can see, here's my email if you need to contact me. So we, within this project, Tackling Gaps in Cross-Border Cooperation for Penitentiary Training Academies, we built a new web page last year and launched it at the beginning of this year. And we're quite excited actually to show it to you because it has new functionalities and it has a new house style as well. It looks more professional, and it is built to create more and better cooperation among academies. It can be used as a tool and a platform. It is a place where you can share training methodologies, compare training academies, and exchange knowledge. It's also a way to develop communication among its partners. And I will show you all the new features in a second. First of all, I would like to show you some of the challenges we've had this year. Since we have a new website, it's important to also raise awareness about it and about its content within the penitentiary academy. I'll get back to that later on how we can do that. It's also good to increase engagement and initiative of staff to share information. So I would like to, by the end of this presentation, to encourage you to also get more involved and send me some material I can post on the webpage. And of course, it's always difficult with technology to execute new functionalities. There's still work on progress on how to make this website user-friendly and available for everyone to use. Now, the new key features that I would like to introduce you is the registration. We have the system to register and log in for all members. Then we have the members page, topics and resources. We have a knowledge management system built in, and then a few pages I would like to just describe. Now, I think that many of you already have this function, how to register. Already know how to log in. Let's see. It's how do you log in? The login is on the upper right corner. All you have to do is fill out your information, and it's only possible to register with the domain of your organization. Like I said, it's a built-in system. That means at the back end of the web page, I enter all the domain of the emails that are allowed to which you can log in onto the website. Why did we build this system? Well, it has a very reasonable function. It's for security. So let's say you have documents that you would like to publish, but it's not for public, and you would like to share it only with other members, then you can do so in a few places. In this way, you can also increase engagement of members. So it doesn't restrict you from uploading any kind of documents that are confidential. And where you upload such documents, it's in the KMS system, which I will explain more about. And on the members page, you can enter information only if you log in. And we would like to also add a new feature to the website, which is to upload documents under the resources tab, which is over here. So I would like to move on to the members page. It's on the upper, it's on one of the main tabs. If you click on the members, you can also see there's a button on how to become a member. For any countries that still want to become a member, they may choose to click on become a member, and then you will have a more thorough explanation about membership. And if you click on members, then you will see this page. It's a clickable map where you can see all the 31 members from EPTA. And if you click on one of these tags, you will see the name of the member, and you can choose to view the profile. Or you can also, go through the list of all the members and choose the profile here. Once you choose one of the members, you will find 3 tabs. You have the general information, KMS, and training academies. Now, on the general information tab, you will see since when this country has been, or this academy has been a member, and which country it represents. And then you have this information about the training, what kind of training they provide. Yes. Then next, if you go on to the KMS tab, then you will find which kind of questions this academy has answered if you want to know more about this training academy. And you also have the training academies tab, where you can see if there are any other trainings that are part of this academy, if they're located elsewhere. I would like to talk more about the general information page, because I let most of the members fill this form that only a designated contact was allowed to fill it out. And it's a very useful tool where you can share information about how your training academy is working, what kind of examination you have, and what education the trainees get. And there's also a possibility to add any documents to it if you want to show, for example, if you have a flyer about your academy, you can attach it there. So up till now, we have 18 out of 31 members that have completed these profiles. So I encourage more members to fill out their profiles. It's very useful for other academies to see what the others are doing. It's in a way how you bring the members together. I would like to move on to another feature that we built. We have this place called resources. It's one of the main tabs on the web page. We build it in a way that it's user-friendly. It's a place where you can add training modules. We want to create a database of training modules from. We post reports and presentations, mostly from EPTA annual conferences, but also perhaps from other events that are useful for training academies. Then we also have a place where we can upload e-learning modules. And then we included the knowledge management system there, which I will explain to you later in this presentation more thoroughly. And then we have also the news and the newsletter. And we post news items from members' events or about the annual conference or any changes that we have in the network. So feel free to also contact me if you have any kind of big event in your training academy. I can post on the news for others to see. And if I have a news, thank you, Carmen, for your comment. So if you have any news, it will be posted not only on the website, but also in the news flash. We send out a news flash biannually. And I also send it out per email. So I'll make sure you have it. So these materials that are posted, you can either choose them, you can either find them on these tabs, but on the left, on the right side, you have different options how to find material or files. You have the search button, and we have different methodologies. So we've listed e-learning, reports, presentations, and training modules database. But files are also connected to different topics. So for instance, if there's a file, let's say there was a presentation on dynamic security from 2 years ago from the annual conference, then I would tag it to the topic, and that's where you can also find it. Now the topics, topics tab is also here on the main bar, so you will have a list of topics there, and it's also on the main page. Anything that is tagged will appear under topics. I would like to move on to the next tab under resources. Why I want to focus on this more is because it's a great way on asking, sending out a questionnaire to your peers, to all the other members. It's a system where a question is sent out. It should be about 5 questions, not too much, and quite straightforward questions. They're sent out to the network, and you receive a link where you can click on it, and then you fill it out. Now, these answers are gathered into a report, which is later then sent to all members per email. It's also possible to add documents in order to support your answers. For example, a flyer or any kind of, it can be a handbook or anything that you think that is relevant. So the answers are also automatically collected on this page. So you can see all the answers here as reports. And here is where the registration becomes very important. So if For example, if you have a very confidential answer, you can make your answers locked, and if there's a locked answer within a report, that means that if you're not logged in, then you cannot download the report. It will stay locked. But if you're a member, you will receive the report in your mailbox, so you will see all the answers. But let's say your colleagues would like to view the report online, then they need to register, and they have to make sure they have the organization domain in order to register. Okay. Next slide. Just for new members, I would like to highlight the About page, but also for any members that would like to maybe dive into or know more about the EPTA network. It's all written under About page. So we have the About page, then a separate page, Objectives, Presidency, the Steering Committee, Secretariat, and Privacy Policy. On the About page, you have also the EPTA flyer, which you can use. You can download it and print it if you like. It's usually used for a conference, but unfortunately this time we did not meet physically, but it's available there. And then we update the steering committee page with any members change you can see, and then the photos, and the secretariat, which is the Europress is holding the secretariat, EPTA secretariat. You find information there too. Next slide. So we also created an events page. It's a kind of archive of all the EPTA, previous EPTA annual conferences. We also have documents there which are connected to resources and topics. So all the documents that are listed or placed in the events page, you can find them also under resources. There we can also place other events and members events. So now they're empty, but if, for example, one of you have one of your training academies have an event, I can post it here or under news as well. Now I would like to close my presentation with how members can be more involved to make this a great website for you to have it more user friendly, to make it more alive. Well, you can ask other members in a form of questionnaire if you need any information from other academies. You can upload training modules, private or public, by sending them to me per email. You can also, well, what I find very important is to check if your academy's websites have an old link of the EPTA webpage or the new one. Please keep it updated so that when people click on it, they come to the right place. So yes, that was my presentation. I would like to open the floor to any questions. Sorry, went too fast. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ilyina. Thank you for your presentation. And actually, I have one question. we are registered as an institution. Is it possible to have like 2 accounts from one institution?
Yes, it's possible on the technological part of it. Yes, I can just add the other domain if there is another. As long as you, as my contact person, know what domains are registered on the web page.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I found it very useful when we were preparing, especially KMS system. So it helped me a lot to see opinion of other members. So hopefully there will be more and more members using that web page, because it's also helpful and very professional, I think. So thanks for your presentation. And to the other attendees and participants of the conference, please feel free to give any question into question and answer field whenever you, also during the presentations of the others speakers that will present, and we will then after the presentation we will ask speaker the question. So if we don't have questions for Ilyina now, as I can see.
No other questions?
Probably not.
So thanks, Julia, for your contribution. I think we're all happy to have a new EPTA webpage where we can find all the necessary and new information. Thank you very much. We'll now continue with the next presentation, and it's a contribution of Ms. Emmanuelle Crétin-Magan from the European Commission, and she will talk about the European Judicial Training. Emmanuelle, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Super.
Yes.
Dear Chair, dear directors, dear colleagues, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to address your annual conference. It's a real pleasure. The development of EPTA is a project that I personally care about. So, as mentioned, my name is Emmanuelle